keep ascending. This world we live in is so unforgiving. We all have setbacks, but the comeback make the biggest difference. Yeah, what doesn't kill you make you more resilient. So even when your world is falling down, you gotta keep ascending. Gotta keep ascending. Oh yeah, gotta keep ascending. Yeah, even at your worst, you gotta keep your vision. That's the only way that you gon' keep ascending. Gotta keep ascending. Oh yeah, gotta keep ascending. Yeah, even at your worst, you gotta keep your vision. That's the only way that you gon' keep ascending. Her pain is my pain, her struggle's my struggle.
Happy Sunday. Happy Palm Sunday. Welcome to Believe Radio. Welcome to Ascending with Toni Rochelle. For those of you who never tuned into this platform before, welcome for the first time. If you don't know what this platform is about, it's about ascending. It's about moving on past your pain, your hurt, your struggle, that thing that we call life. Life shows up for all of us, and this platform is created for us to just be together in community and fellowship with one another and just try to get through this thing together. That's what it's about. For those of you that have been supporting this platform, thank you so much for thank you for supporting this platform. Thank you for supporting me. God is just so good. So good. So good. The last time I was here, I was doing a show about mental health and spiritual health. And when I say mental health is real, I mean what I say. One of the reasons I started this platform is for my own pain, my own hurt, my own struggle. And my idea was to just spread awareness that we all are going through this thing called life, and that life is hard. But even no matter how hard it is, we can push through it. We can get through it. But sometimes when you're going through life, you feel like you're the only one that's going through it. You feel like you don't know how you're going to get through it, because sometimes life comes and it really beats you up. It really have you thinking, it really have you in your head, it really have you doubting yourself, who you are and what you believe in. And so this platform is created for us all to be together, for us to share our stories, for us to, have each other's back. And that's my goal. That's my hope. That's my blessing, to be with community, be with family, be with friends, be with anyone that needs that healing, that support. That's what this platform is about. And the last time I was here, we spoke about that. And then after that happened, life showed up for me, y'all, in a real way. My life is forever changed. Last Friday, I got the most devastating news I could get. I'm going to try to get through this episode today without crying. And if I do cry, excuse me, because I need to let it out. But last Friday, I got a call that my fiance killed himself. And I was devastated. I'm still in a state of shock. I'm still very much mad and sad and confused and very, very, very disappointed. And so when I say life is life, and when I say mental health is real, I mean it's real. I spent every day with this person for the last year and didn't know that he was in the pain that he was in. Didn't know that he was hurting the way he did, because he always smiled. He always cheesy face and didn't express that to me. And then when we did talk about it, I still didn't catch it. I still didn't see it. And so you can imagine the guilt and the shame that I'm feeling right now. Even though I know that it's not my fault, I still feel that way because I'm human. And so I'm here to tell you that, if you dealing with life, you dealing with struggle, pain, and you feeling that way, you have to reach out. You have to reach out. You have to talk to people. You have to take care of yourself. And that's what I'm always just stressing, is that, we all are going through life, and it's hard. It's hard. And it's even harder when you have to go through it by yourself. But you don't have to go through it by yourself. You have this platform. go to church, you can pray, reach out to your friends and your family, get emotional support, go to therapy. You have to speak out. You have to care about you more than anyone else cares about them. More than you have to care about yourself more than anyone else does. And that's just what I want to keep preaching and keep, sharing with community, sharing with the world, sharing with myself. And even myself, like, you probably like, how is she even sitting there doing this? Well, before this happened, life has always showed up for me. And so I've been showing up for myself before the glass can even shatter, which is me right now. I've been doing the work on myself. I've been praying. I've been fasting. I've been going to church. I've been fellowshipping with other sisters. I've been manifesting. I've been reading my word. So that way, when things got this rough, this hard, this tough, that I didn't shatter. That don't mean that I'm okay, because I'm not okay. I got out the bed today, y'all. I got out the bed today. I took a shower. I got dressed. I haven't got dressed in some days. I haven't smelled good in some days. I haven't looked good in some days. But because I have a community around me that have been nonstop texting me, calling me, gifting me, and the Holy Spirit just been present, I'm able to be here today. And I don't take that lightly. I feel very blessed to have a community, family, friends, extended family that have my support. And I know that my name has been whispered and prayed upon in many different circles and many rooms. And even though I feel the way that I feel, I still have faith. I still believe. I still putting God in the front of the line, And I don't know how I do it. I don't know how I'm doing it, because I know it ain't me. It's the Lord that's doing it. Because it's hard. Because I'm a mother. I still got to be pretty Toni. I still got to show up for myself, for the world, for my family. And it's hard. It's hard right now. But I have made a vow to myself that I'm going to push through it. And I don't understand. I don't understand why this is my story. I don't understand why it has to be this sad, this difficult. But I'm willing to stick it out and see what happens at the end, when the Lord says it's my time, when he says it's the end for me. And so I hope that gives someone some inspiration today, about your own life, about your own problems, because it ain't easy. Life is not easy. It's not easy paying bills. It's not easy being an adult. It's not easy being someone's partner, someone's mother, someone's father, someone's daughter. The list goes on and on and on. Life is just hard. I want to give a shout out to Believe Radio for having this platform, for being able to come here and fellowship with y'all, being able to share my platform. I want to give out a shout out to It's a Thing to Talk About. Last week, after getting the devastating news, I had my live event last Saturday, with the beautiful, inspirational, Kathy Adams from the Black Chambers of Oakland. And she was very inspirational. She was very great. And so I just want y'all to know that the show went good. I was able to get through it. I was able to get through the show. Thank you for the audience that showed up. I couldn't have got through it without the audience, the supportive community, family, and friends. It was a very, very beautiful event. I believe I'm going to keep having these events once a month. So if you're able to come out to see me live at a live ascending event, I hope to see you there. You'll be able to be in the audience. You'll be able to ask questions. You'll be able to maybe meet me for the first time if you've never been in my presence, and just really be in a room full of like-minded people, being able to ascend and see more about what this platform is about. So, yeah, I hope that you guys are ascending today. I hope that today is good for you. Let's see, I'm getting some messages. Today I have a guest. The subject is 12 and grown. 12 and grown. I have a guest named Lady Sneak. She is a rapper, singer, entrepreneur. She's a community activist. And I'm excited to hear her perspective on 12 and grown. I definitely remember being 12. It was a hard year for me. I believe that was right before I went into the foster care system. And I had to move around schools. I was definitely grown by then because I had seen way too much than what I should have seen at that age. I have done way too much than I should have done at 12. It wasn't by choice. I just had to survive way back then. And I have an 11-year-old now. So she's about to be 12 this year. Oh my God. Y'all pray for me. And I can't imagine, her having to have the responsibilities that I had when I was 12. So I'm really excited to hear about the story that she's going to share with us today. So ask questions, y'all. Talk back to us. Let me know how y'all feeling today on this Sunday, this Palm Sunday. This is the last week of March, the last week of Women's Month. It seems like this month has been very, very long. I'm actually ready for it to be over with, so we can get past what we are dealing with right now. If anyone is contemplating suicide or have any thoughts about suicide, there is a number that you can call, 988. If you know anyone that's experiencing those, please give that number out. I'll make sure I'll display that on the screen today, so you will have it. Not to go back to that dark space, but I want to make sure that I'm advocating for that because that's how important it is. Let me know who's on the live today by saying something in the chat. Let me know that y'all can hear me and let me know that y'all present. And we're waiting on the guest. She's a little bit late. I think there was some type of traffic jam or something. But while we're waiting, we're going to just be together. The things that I've done this week to try to get me through what I am experiencing right now is, thank you to Kirk Franklin. I had to go back to the archives and listen to the old Kirk Franklin to get me through. I pulled out some journals and started just writing. I had a friend of mine that suggested that I make a notebook of me and my fiance's relationship, like just like how we met and, what got us, what we liked about each other. And I didn't even get to publicize. I didn't even get to announce my engagement because I had just got engaged on Valentine's Day. And so we were waiting to tell our family and friends. Some of our family and friends knew, but we wasn't able. I hadn't even announced it to the world yet, and so I didn't get the chance to do that. And so now, people are just like, "I didn't even know you had a boyfriend." I was just kind of like keeping it to myself until I was ready to announce it. I wanted it to be special. I wanted it to be a certain kind of way. But anyway, the things that I've done this week is reading the Bible, listening to worship music, doing journaling, really just talking to family and friends and letting them know that I'm not okay. And, a lot of people have just been giving a lot of inspirational words to me, scriptures, songs, coming to my house, being with me, just sitting there, things like that. And, although it's hard to tell people that you're not okay, although it's hard to not be okay, it's okay to not be okay. But it's not okay to to not speak out, to not ask for help, to not tell people really what's going on with you because it can save your life. And I want to talk about temporary feelings. Temporary feelings. You might feel this way 1 minute, and then the next minute you might feel a whole complete different way. So even though you're feeling like this right now, you may not be feeling like that in a minute when you talk to a friend, when you listen to some worship music, when you start to journal, when you start to be in the presence of others. You know, it can change. It will change. And mainly it can change and it will change if you believe. And so I just really, really encourage you um to not move on the way that you're feeling right now. Okay, so anyway, my guest just arrived, and so I'm gonna bring her on stage. Like I said, I have the privilege of sitting with the one and only Lady Sneak. Okay, y'all, it's my sis. It's been my friend. I don't even remember how we met. Maybe she remembered because I don't remember. But let me bring her on stage. Let me bring her on stage. Hello.
What's up, sister?
Hi, beautiful.
What's happening?
Loving the makeup.
Love it.
Loving the hair.
Love it. I don't need these.
Thank you for being here. I was talking to the people, so they ain't mad at you because you was late, so it's all good.
Okay, put me on blast. Cool.
I had to get her a little bit, y'all. How you doing?
I'm doing good, sister.
Yeah.
I had a dope show last night. It was crazy.
I'm so sorry I couldn't make it last night. I just couldn't put myself together, but I would love to hear about the show. Go ahead and tell me.
Yeah. So I was a part of an artist residency program under an organization called Push Dance Company. And it was called the Heart Showcase. So it was, there were some dancers, there were some singers, some rappers. And I, for one, I wrote a play. So now I'm a playwright. And they basically pushed me to like revamp it, refocus it. And the artists that were a part of the residency became the actors in the play. So we did basically like a live reading, but we had some like acting moments as well. So it was pretty dope.
That is really, really dope. Was that your first piece writing?
It was my first play. Yeah. I write short stories, I write songs, all that stuff. But yeah, it was my first like actual play, like 2 acts. We did the first act in like the first 2 scenes in act 2, but so like about 15-20 minutes but of the play, but it was very inspirational. A lot of people, it was great feedback. They understood it. They're like, it's a message that does need to be put out, and we should raise more awareness about the message that I was putting out, which was about young people who fall victim to sex trafficking and how that happens, and like from them coming from going to high school, just doing their everyday lives, and then all of a sudden they meet somebody that's like, hey, like I got you, like I can be your mentor and help you grow and like teach you how to make your own money. And then it starts like that, and they're like, oh, okay, like and so that's pretty much the message that I'm pushing within the play. And it came from me working at high schools and like us having to be trained on working with victims of sex trafficking.
Yeah.
And so some of the stories, like meeting some of the young people that I met, the young ladies, and knowing that some of them wanted to go back. They didn't want to be at school. They didn't want to be with their families, and stuff like that. And it's a big deal. And those stories resonated with me, and I just I wrote a play about it.
I'm so fragile. I just want to cry already, knowing that I know that it was great. And first of all, thank you for showing that type of awareness, because it's definitely still going on right now, right under our eyes, right under our nose. And we have to keep spreading awareness of all these things that shows up in life. I was just speaking about that. Yeah. But introduce yourself. I introduced you to the people, but tell the people who you are, what you do.
Yeah. What's up, y'all? I'm Lady Sneak, singer, songwriter, rapper, playwright. Yeah, man. I've been doing music pretty much since I could talk. I got my start in church. My parents are singers, musicians. So they grew all, myself and my siblings up in church and doing music. So I have that upbringing. And then in school, you know, I'm classically trained as well. A lot of people don't know that. I used to sing like opera and like classical music and like
And she can sing, y'all. I mean, she can sing.
and then at like 15, I was like, okay, I want to do other music. And so I, you know, started writing. Well, I had already been writing, but I started taking like more like R&B and like hip hop more seriously and things like that. And that's when I started like doing music professionally, other than the classical stuff.
I want to congratulate you on your career because you have really been doing some amazing things. You've been winning prizes and stuff and having showcases, and now you're writing plays. And I have actually seen you ascend to higher levels in your career. And so I just want to give you your flowers while I'm able to. I'm proud of you. I'm really, really proud of you.
Thank you, sister.
But now I need to get more in your business.
Uh-oh.
You ready for me to get in your business?
All right, start getting fast.
So when you think about the word ascending, what does that mean to you?
Yeah. Ascending is every day. It's not one day, it's not one moment, it's every day. It's every day you choosing to move forward, every day you choosing yourself above all else, because when you start to choose idols and choose people and choose all those other things, you start to lose yourself. And if you lose yourself, you can't move forward. If you lose yourself, you can't grow. And so I feel like ascending is just that. It's growth. It's having a growth mindset. It's understanding. It's being intentional about moving forward, and whatever your life path is, whatever success is, whatever you're going through in that moment or in that time, it's ascending, but making a conscious effort to ascend, to move forward, to grow, to uplift yourself.
I like that. So when you think about ascending, what does 12 and grown mean to you? When you think about ascending?
When I was 12 years old, my dad got in this really bad car accident. The next month, my grandmother passed away. We were really, really close. Like, I mean, call me on the phone. Hey, can you pray for me? Like, that's my grandma used to call me, you know, and like we would just have these long talks for hours. And so, you know, her passing away was definitely like a big toll on my life. And then just thinking about my mom, like she had to deal with the passing of her mother. So, you know, so, you know, all relationships changed at that point. So dad's car accident, grandma passing away, like 4 months later, my parents like separated. So,
wow.
Yeah. So I had my younger brother. I had to grow up. It wasn't even like a thought at that point. It was just like life was happening, and I just had to be. I had to be an older sister, and like thinking about that, like, because at that point in time, once they separated, I didn't see my dad for months. And we would call him on the phone, like, why are you not answering? Leaving voicemail, leaving, you know, messages, call my older sister, hey, call dad, see if he answered from your number. Yeah. You know, like things like that. And we had never experienced that before, because we grew up in, you know, the home we grew up in was, you know, we had both our parents.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden not talking to our father was it was deep. And then, so I just had to deal with that, and I had to make my brother feel better at times. Just like, you know, we'd like cry together, and then I'd be like, you know, it's gonna be all right. You know, mom will be home soon. We'll eat, we'll chill. But it definitely took a toll.
Where are you from originally?
Where am I from? I'm from the Bay. I was born in San Leandro, traveled all over California. So I lived in Desto, I lived in Stockton, and then back to Oakland.
Yeah. Town business.
That part.
Wow, that's a lot to take in at 12 years old. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and it wasn't just that. It's like, okay, now what? I'm in middle school. You know, like there's all this temptation. There's all this, like, you know, young people just, you know, you're this, you're that, or, whatever. And I just wanted to play basketball. I just wanted to, sing or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, what else do? I come home, I'm taking care of my brother. You know what I mean? So just getting introduced to so much at such a young age was crazy.
How did you deal with those things specifically? I heard you say, you were in basketball and things like that. Did that help with the pain and the struggle?
You can play basketball if you got good grades. So getting good grades meant that you cared about the grades, you cared about the school, and you only care about school when you got somebody like, hey, you do your schoolwork.
Yeah.
Hey, you taking care of business.
That's right.
And if you don't have that, what are you doing? I'm hanging out. I'm chilling. I go home. I'm cooking or washing clothes or, folding clothes, whatever, but I'm doing chores and taking care of my brother. And then when I can go outside, I'm outside. My mama not home, I'm outside. My mama home, I'm outside. She sleep, I'm outside. She ain't know that though. But you get what I'm saying?
I do. I do. I definitely do. Like you said, grown in 12. Grown in 12. You did what you did.
Yeah.
Why did you care so much to take the responsibility of your brother though? Because you didn't have to do that.
I felt like I did. It was like, he was like my baby.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm 7 years older than him.
Okay.
And so that's just what it was from, obviously we had both parents at, first. So it was like, he was still my baby though. And so when they weren't at home, he's still my baby. I'm gonna make sure he okay. I got him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just what it was. And I just, and once there was a deal between like my parents, like, see my pops on the weekend. We would see my pops on the weekend, but we would be sitting in the car at a church or something like that while my dad's at rehearsal.
Oh. Rehearsal at like choir or something?
Oh no, like he's in a bunch, like he plays music.
Okay. Musician.
So, yeah. So, he'd be at rehearsal. And
so you was with dad, but you wasn't with dad.
With dad, not with dad. Yeah. And kind of had to deal with like things like, 'cause I used to play drums too, which we didn't talk about. Like that was like my thing. And he taught both my brother and I how to play drums. And so once my brother started like getting good too, he was like, okay, you go sing in the choir and you get on the drums. And I'd be like, okay, like my brother be like, well, I want to sing. And I'd be like, well, I want to play the drums. And then he never let me play again after one day. Like, it was just like, no, I don't want you to play.
Yeah.
And so it was like weird because I was used to doing everything with my dad. Like we both were like at a point in time, but like it was me first. Right. So like, it was like understanding that dynamic. And does that have to be like that? Or like, so I started seeing like my brother getting more of the like special treatment on this and special treatment on that. And like me getting left at the house because they trying to go to the movies and hearing my dad like, shh, be quiet. Like y'all can go to the movies and then we just not go because you don't want to take me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like that hurts. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Definitely. Because you sound like you was a daddy's girl.
Yeah, for sure. I was actually really close to both my parents, like just like both of them at times, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, but I did do a lot with my dad, like in terms of sports or like gymnastics, karate, like basketball.
What was that relationship like with your mom during that time? Did she just tap out because of life was lifing, or her trying to get adjusted to being a single mom now? I mean, that's a lot by itself. So
word. Yeah. So I don't want to say she tapped out. She made sure we ate. She made sure, we was okay. But we didn't talk much anymore for a while. I know she would say it might have been like a month or two of time, but I'm like, no, not really. For me, it wasn't like that. It's like, yeah, we might talk here or there, but it wasn't nearly as close as it had been. And then my aunts and like friends would come around, try to hey, let's go out, let's try to help her to have a good time. But me being 12, of course I don't fully understand what's happening. I just know that I have to just do what's in my face.
There's a lot of kids, there's a lot of people, even adults to this day, that they don't get past their parents getting a divorce.
Yeah.
And then that narrative comes and it festers, and then life start happening, and it's all because of that one thing, right? So how did you, like, I don't want to say you moved past it. Obviously you got through it, but how did you not let that affect, you know, you moving forward?
So for me, which is funny because I honestly didn't care about the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Mom, you're a happier person. Great.
Yeah.
I didn't care about that, but
Yeah.
I did see that, like, it really hurt my brother and it hurt my older sister as well. Like it was not, it wasn't easy for them.
Yeah.
And I saw that, but I was like, Mom, if this makes you better, this makes you feel better, then I'm good with that. But it was my mom dealing with that and my grandmother at the same time.
Yeah. She was grieving.
So
She was grieving two things, because a divorce is like a death.
Yeah,
honestly.
for sure, for
Mhm.
sure. Like that type of pain, right? Like that, like you've been here. Like I think they were married like 17 years,
Oh wow.
but together over 20 at that point. So yeah,
So
so
a decade.
yeah, over 20.
half,
So, yeah,
half of a decade.
yeah. So so they have been, together a long time. So
Yeah.
so yeah, but it was that, and then my grandmother, and then eventually I met my stepdad. Not my stepdad yet at the time, but
Okay.
eventually he came.
She moved on. Thank you.
Yeah. And he definitely became like another father in my life, and as well as my brother and my sister. I have two older sisters, but my older sister with my mom and dad.
Mhm.
So he became a father to all of us, and just ensuring that we were good. Like we thought we weren't gonna have nothing at Christmas, or and I just remember him coming in like, hey,
Santa is here. I have arrived.
but like but it was like a joyous occasion, a joyous moment, because it was like, dang, like it's raining, or whatever, and then all of a sudden here's some gifts. We didn't even have a tree.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah,
Those be the best times that you remember, though.
yeah, for sure.
The stuff that you didn't have that's not really that important, but you had the stuff that was important, and it was important because you had it. You know what I mean? I know what
No, it's fine.
I understood what I said.
I did too. I'm just playing.
Wow. Yeah. So you definitely have ascended. Did you know that you was ascending before you knew what the word was? Like,
Ooh, yeah.
and not just that situation, but just life overall, situations overall.
Yeah. What I keep thinking about is the fact that it said 12 and grown for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Go ahead. We want to know. We want to know. Somebody want to know. Y'all want to know? Yeah, they said they want to know.
Y'all want to know? I want to know. No. I don't know. I was too young to experience some of the things that I experienced, and I'm talking like going to like parties where it's kids there. It's we old school kickbacks, hyphy movement days. Like we we
Places you wasn't supposed to be.
I mean, it was okay at first.
People who you wasn't supposed to be around.
Yeah, that part. It'd be okay at first, and then all of a sudden you got these 25-year-old, 30-year-old people all in your face, like, oh, you sure you only 12? You sure you only 13? And so on and so forth. Like, you know what I mean? You sure? Here, drink this, hear that. You know what I'm saying? And like not fully understanding, like at the time, like this is wrong.
Yeah.
But I didn't have those conversations. I didn't know. I'm like, okay, like
you was figuring it out on your own.
I was figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and I don't know, like getting the wrong attention for the wrong reasons.
Ooh, baby. I remember those days.
Yeah. And being, I don't know, I guess being put in situations that I didn't know I didn't even know I shouldn't be in those, or like feeling like who do I tell?
Right. Or do I tell
do
it?
I tell at
Yeah.
all? Man.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that feeling way too much. Way too much. 12 is like the last double digits before you become a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And so you starting to figure out, oh, I got this, or I want to do this, or I like this, or I don't like this.
Do I like this?
Or do I like
Or am I doing this because somebody's telling me I should?
Yeah. So
It's okay.
uh-huh.
You'll be all right. You know?
What did you do when you find yourself in those difficult situations at that time? Especially with home being flip-flopped the way it was. Because that's the problem right now that we have in our community. Your story is going on right now.
Yeah.
That's happening right now. And so somebody is trying to figure out how to move, how not to move,
Right.
who to be around, who not to be around, what's good, what's not good. And somebody don't know, somebody don't have nobody to turn to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just like what you just talked about with your play. Because 12 years old, oh yeah.
I told you it resonated.
Snatched up real quick.
Could have been.
Snatched up.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I had cousins. I had you know, I don't know. I had God, honestly.
There it is. There it is.
I had God. I knew God. I knew God for myself. I had a personal relationship. I always have. I still do to this day. And I think that, I know that is what got me through for sure. Because I was in some places I should have never been.
Yeah.
And I could be dead. I could be strung out or whatever, you know, and I ain't never did no drugs.
Yeah.
But I could have.
Yeah.
Like literally in my face, like, yo, like I was doing some crazy stuff, like for real. Like I'm just thinking about it now. Like I haven't even, like, you know, I used to walk a country mile to school and I'd be like, I'm about to be late. I can't be late again. And hop in the car.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, you wanna? Nah, I'm cool. I just want to go to school. Like, what?
You made a choice.
What?
Choice.
Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that. Don't get in the car. I'm okay, but you might not be.
Right. Right.
You know? For real.
Yeah. Oof.
That wasn't all at 12, but that was, you feel me?
Oh no, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. It's 12 and grown, but
Yeah.
once you grown, you grown.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to turn back the clock. Once you make the decisions, once you started moving a certain kind of way, it's harder. It's easier not to get in, but it's harder to get out.
Word.
So, if you had to tell your 12-year-old self or that 12-year-old person that's out there right now that's trying to figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
what would be your inspirational words to that person?
Ooh. I would say one is keep God first. Pray every single day when you wake up, before you go to sleep. In between, keep a conversation with God going all day. In all thy ways, you should be acknowledging God. That's what it says. So that's first and foremost. And then I would say, hey, yeah, life is gonna happen. Life is gonna show up. And in those moments, know that you have an anchor in Jesus. You feel me? You have the tools to fight back. And I would say, don't keep quiet. Find someone you can trust, whether that be a parent, guardian, or a sister, cousin, somebody. Find somebody you can trust, because that'll be in your corner. Because if you feel like you can't go to an authority, maybe they can for you and on your behalf. But don't be quiet. Don't be quiet, because then you'll be dealing with something all your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, like, we see things all the time, like people finally coming out and saying like, oh, this person did this or this person did that, you know, and I might take some to my grave, but for you, it don't have to be like that for you.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I would say to someone growing up. And, you know, don't give in to peer pressure. That's all it is. It's just pressure, but you don't have to take it.
Yeah. I heard you talk about God. Who introduced you to God?
Yeah, my family, my mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like my granddad on both sides are were pastors. So
Okay.
one of them still a pastor. The other one passed away in 2010. But yeah, so basically preacher's kid. My stepdad is a pastor now. So yeah, I've always known God my entire life. I got baptized at 7. I still remember it, and I knew who God was then. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I just wanted to do it because kids or other people were doing it. It's because I had a personal relationship and understood. So, yeah.
I love that. I love that.
For sure.
And that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of people that's not believers or not introduced to God because it's not in the household like it used to be. Grandmas are not around like it used to be.
Oh yeah, my grandma was God fearing for sure.
Yeah, we had
both of them.
We had those grandmas that prayed for us right out the womb. And I don't really think that it's a lot of that going around anymore in our community, and people don't just freely talk about God like that. And I think that there's a lot of it's a mess. It's a mess. This whole believing in God and things like this. People say they believe in the universe and things like that. We ain't gonna get there because that's a whole nother show. But
that's another story. Oh man.
We just invite you to like call on his name if you don't know him. If you don't
yes.
You don't know how to talk to him, you feel like you never talked to him before, like you just gotta call his name and just have a conversation with him, just like we having a conversation right now. Like honestly. Because I remember being 12 and grown. 12 and grown is around the time I went into the foster care system, and I was in some places I shouldn't have been. I was doing some things I shouldn't have been doing. I was getting in cars too. I was being rebellious on purpose, thinking I knew everything because I did, but I didn't. And I too was right here because God definitely had a cover over me.
For sure.
For sure. Still today, still right now, every second of the way of this thing that we call life.
Yeah.
Because life be lifing.
Life be lifing. But God is still good.
So when you find yourself in this thing called life, and life shows up for you right now, and tomorrow and yesterday, what are like specific things that you do? Do you journal? Do you instantly get on your knees and pray? Do you, because we can give these tools out to people, but sometimes people need specific things.
Word, yeah.
Because even like me this week, it was a couple of days I didn't take a shower.
I understand, sis.
There was a couple of days that I didn't want to show up. And I'm a believer. I love the Lord. I get up at 4 a.m. and I pray. I journal. I'm in my word, but my faith wasn't as strong as it should have been.
I know the feeling.
And so when I talk about that thing called life and really having to get over those hurdles, because life hurts. What are those specific things, those gems that you can give that person that you have implemented in your life right now?
I would say I've been in that place multiple times in the last few months, like where I'm just like, what am I gonna do? I'm hurt, I'm sad, and I really don't know. I'm calling on God, I'm praying, and I think I should probably journal more. Maybe that'll help. But something that really did a number on me was like I just like I'm always spontaneous with other people. Like, hey, let's go here, let's do that. But I've never been spontaneous with myself.
Let's talk about that.
Where I was just like, how can I just take care of myself right now and feel better? Be in a space that like makes me smile, makes me happy. Is like, like you want to take your favorite people or the people that are around you to your favorite place. But when do you go to your favorite place by yourself? You should be your favorite person, right?
Yes, you should.
Right. So I I got in the car and I was like, I'm just gonna drive and go somewhere that will make me feel good, make me happy, and forget my phone. Like, I mean, I had it, but I didn't need to talk. I didn't need to do anything with it, right? I just, if I wanted to, if I chose to, I could, but I just was in my space. I prayed, put my feet up, I chilled, watched the sun come up. I just drove for like 5 hours. Yeah. And it was good. Like I ended up in LA, but at a point, but and I made some things happen for myself. But it wasn't initially just about like, focusing on my career and my music and stuff like that, which it became that. But after I took care of myself.
After you took care of yourself.
And I felt really good. I felt at peace. I felt like, so yes, I would say if you're in a place.
I was just visualizing it in the car and just, it was like we were going on a trip right now as you was talking. Like, dang, that kind of sound nice.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever done that before. Not for 5 hours for sure. I think I've drove around the corner, up the street, down the street, back around. But that sounds lovely.
Yeah, I was like, when did I ever just focus on me and love on me and find my own peace in myself and God, right?
Yeah.
And I did that. And that was recent. That was like last week.
Oh, that was fresh.
So I'm just saying like for my people that's trying to grow and ascend through something, take care of yourself. I'm not saying you gotta go take a drive. You don't got to do that. You could take a walk.
Yeah.
Take a walk and like pray and, think, give yourself some positive affirmations. Say them over and over till you believe it. You are great. Yeah. You are amazing. You're more than a conqueror. You are loved. All of that, blessed by the best. You're his. You know what I'm saying? So like just telling yourself all of those things, telling yourself you can make it, you can ascend, you can grow. Yeah. So that's what I would say.
I really like that. Somebody said, take a drive, sis. I might have to.
Hashtag
I take a drive. I might not come back though.
Come back.
I mess around and not come back. And Talia and Tatum wouldn't like that. Talia and Tatum wouldn't like that.
I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, so I heard you say, just take care of you first, put you first, spend some time with you first. And the way life is set up, it don't allow us to do that. It don't allow us to put ourselves first. It don't allow us to, for whatever reason, we can take care of other people. We can show up for other people.
Yep.
We can outdo people to show up for other people. But we don't show up for ourselves first. Why is that so difficult for us humans?
I just don't think it's talked about enough. And I don't think it was instilled in us as children, right? I think
even like when you said, I heard you say it just now, just a couple of seconds ago, I can rewind it. You said that when it all went down with your parents, you took care of your brother. But I didn't hear you say that you took care of you first. Why do we naturally go and help other people?
I read something before. I think it said something like, we take care of people the way we need to be taken care of.
I believe that. Now that's real.
Right? So what we need from others, we give. And if we never receive it, we never know what that feels like. And so we just go through life like giving and never be given to. So then that's where that comes in. Give to yourself, love yourself, put yourself first. And then we start to say, oh yeah, maybe that's, yeah. How am I going to get my needs met? I'm going to meet my own needs.
When was you fed up about not taking care of you first? What was that breaking point where you realized, oh, I need to take care of me, right here, me first.
Yeah, I think I'm still learning that,
Mhm.
and I'm glad I'm learning it. I'm
Mhm.
glad it's a part of who I am now. I'm glad that, you know, it also comes with like, what are your boundaries? It also comes with like, um, actually really learning yourself. What are your needs? What do you need from life, from yourself? What can you do for you to make you happy?
Mhm.
And not, you don't need nobody else, but it's you and God. Talk to God. But what do you need from you? And I think it's spending time with yourself. That's how you figure it out.
Yeah.
And like you go through like your life experiences, like you go back, like, okay, what happened? That did happen. Okay, why did that happen? What were you lacking in those situations? And then going back on that and like understanding who you were back then, understanding who you were in those specific moments, and then coming back to reality and saying, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore because that made me feel like this, or, you know, and like really, really, really getting to know yourself and spending some time with you.
See if you even like yourself.
And why you don't, if you don't.
Do I even like myself?
Yeah. And learning to love yourself, right? Yeah, for sure.
You definitely gave some inspiration today, some gems. Like, I appreciate you coming here and let me get in your business.
A little bit.
I really appreciate it. I learned some things that I didn't know about you. Before you go, do you have any lasting words, any shout outs, anything that's coming up? You want the people to tune in? Where can they follow you at? All that good stuff. It's your time to shine, baby.
It's my time to shine.
Oh, you gonna spend
It's my time to live.
Hey,
that part. Yeah. Follow me on Instagram at official lady SN3AK. Official lady SN3AK on Instagram. You can Google me, lady hyphen or dash sneak SN3AK. That.com, ladysneak.com. Yeah, Google me, check me out, check out my music. Shout out to my sis, man, Toni Rochelle. Shout out to Sending. Yo, this is amazing. Your platform is amazing.
thank you.
Your heart is amazing. You're amazing, sister. And I really do appreciate you. And how did we meet? We met through our Visionary Academy tour, the first one.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember.
Yeah, I was like 7 years, 8 years, something like that.
That's about right.
But yeah, I love you so much, and I just appreciate you being a part of my life, and like really being a sister, like for real. And like we don't just say that like on no play fake like sis like whatever. No, it's like it's real, and I got you for sure.
Yes. Y'all lady sneakers in the building. My gosh. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope that this show was inspiration to y'all. I hope that you take away something that was said today, because we got to continue to have conversations like this in our community, in our households. But one thing that you really said that just really resonated with me today, and I started the show and you wasn't even here. And so that's how I know the Holy Spirit always steps in when he does, right on time with this platform. Y'all, I'm doing this platform because I was told to do this platform.
Yeah.
This wasn't my idea. I didn't think of it. I didn't put it together. Just like she talked about God a lot. Like, he told me to do this. I don't know why he told me to do this. I was doing it for a selfish reason, but each and every time I get the pleasure to sit with someone, each and every time somebody says, yes, Toni, I will, I get something out of it every single time, and it's for me. But I cannot stress about what you said. Spend some time with yourself, get to know who you are, figure out what you like and what you don't like. If you need help, you need support, reach out to your community, your family.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, there's hotlines, there's resources that can help you. Because this thing called life, y'all, it's hard.
Yes, it is.
Can't nobody get through it by themselves.
I've done it, sis. I've done it. I've called the hotlines, no cap. Like,
Rich, poor, female,
cried, I
male,
screamed.
black, white.
don't matter who you are.
You don't have to feel alone in this thing called life, in this world.
Mhm.
You don't have to fight it by yourself. You don't have to figure it out by yourself. You don't have to have it figured out by yourself. We have to start changing the narrative of our minds
Mhm.
and what people told us that was false.
Therapy
Because-
is okay.
Therapy is okay. God is open 24/7 just to call his name,
Mhm.
just to be in his presence.
Jesus.
Forgive yourself.
Oh, God.
Forgive each other. Because life is not promised to none of us.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
But I'm asking y'all, I'm pleading with y'all. If you hurting, if you in
Oh,
pain,
God, you're awesome, God.
if you're struggling,
Jesus, you're awesome, God.
reach out. Reach out. Reach out to this platform.
Oh, Lord.
There is so many shows that I have done with same obstacles that people have faced and they got through it. And that's why this platform is created, because you are not alone when you're going through life. It's not just a word, ascending. Ascending is not just a popular thing. It is real life. These are real people, true stories, real actions. And I encourage you to keep going, push through. When you want to give up, don't. When you're trying to figure out how to fight through it, fight. Again, if you or anyone that you know is facing suicidal thoughts, you can dial 988. The crisis line is open 24/7, 7 days a week. And sometimes you have to talk to somebody that don't know you, so you don't feel judged, or you can just be open to that person.
Oh, yes.
Keep watching this platform. Share this platform with someone that may need inspiration, that may need hope, that may need inspiration. Thank you to my guests. Thank you to Believe Radio. Shout out to It's a Thing to Talk About. Shout out to all my audience. Shout out to everybody that has supported this platform, supported anything that I've done. Thank you so much, everybody, this week for showing up this week. The texts, the calls, the visits, all the things that have kept me going. I appreciate y'all. I wouldn't have been able to do it without support. So until then, take care of
So
yourself.
strong, sis.
Peace, love. And you know what I'm gonna keep saying, because you got to do it. You shall do it. Keep ascending.
Ascending, gotta keep ascending. Yeah, even at your worst, you gotta keep your vision. That's the only way that you gonna keep ascending. Her pain is my pain, her struggle's my struggle.